Hello again, welcome to the Spider's Web. Yes, it's me, Stephen. Laddie sat behind me. I don't know if you'll be able to see him there. Well, he's there, he's sat behind me. Come on. Where are you, son? There you are. Yes, here we go. Hello, my little darling. So he's doing his usual trick of trying to lick my skin off. So, what we're going to be doing today? Well, I've thought, after the last painting I did, it seemed to go down well with a certain somebody who actually asked me to do one. That I told her that I would do one of a... Well, this is what we're going to be doing. Oh, let me see. It's going to be single rose, a few leaves, and that's it. So, we're going to be doing it very similar to the last painting I did with the sky. It's going to be wet on wet, the same way as the sky was, where we put water on, then add the pigments. Get off, come on, lie down now. Come on, lie down now, lie down. Lie down. Good boy, lie down. Lie down. You can't beat a well-trained dog, can you? Get down, you plank. Right, so, Laddie, get down. Lie down. Oh, go away then. Oh, move. I'm not putting up with this. Right, what we're going to be doing for this. We're going to be doing it, as I said, in a wet on wet style. So we've had basically wet an area and then put the colour in to that area and let the water take the colour where it wants to go. So, what we're going to be doing, or what we're going to be using to do this, obviously, we have our little palettes, we have our little pot of water for mixing the colour, we have our big pot of water for cleaning the brushes, we have brushes which are in here, which we don't really need all that many on this one. We possibly need just one brush, which I think the one we're going to be using will be the number 7 prt1, which is that one. I don't know whether it means anything to anybody, but we'll be using that one today. And then we need our paint. The paint colour we'll be using for the main part of the main petals of the rose is permanent rose. Strange colour, I know. You can use whatever colour you want. There's blue roses, there's orange, there's white, yellow. Whichever colour rose you want, you can use different colours, but for this one I'm going to be using permanent rose. The next colour we'll be using for the leaves, we need to mix, and the one I found really nice to mix is Payne's Grey. Absolutely brilliant paint. It's a bluey grey, so it makes, if you mix it with yellow, mix it with green, it makes a lovely green, because it's more blue than black, and it's one of those very versatile paints, because you can use it as a black, or you can, the more water you add with it goes down, or the colour goes down to grey, but you mix it with other things and it adds that something to it. You know, it's not pure black, so it won't kill the painting, but yeah, lovely paint. And the next one is sap green for the leaves, and that's all we're going to be needing for this. So what I shall do is I shall pause the video, turn the camera around, point it to the painting, or point it to the paper we'll be using, which I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but it's one we got from the club, but it's some watercolour paper. It's fairly thick. I'm not going to be taping this one down because it's just a little sketch, and I'm not going to be doing a background with it, so it's just going to be a rose on the paper white background. Hello, I'm back again. Right, so we shall start off by getting our palettes in front. I'll show you this now for the what we'll be doing for the petals, and we're just going to be having a few drops of water in the palette. I'm not going to show you every time because it's just going to waste time. So we've got water in the palette, and then it's a case of getting getting the paint from, I forgot to put the paint in the tube. I forgot to put the paint on the palette. Sorry about that, that should be a second. Right, so we've got our paint on the palette, and it's just a case of get your paint on your brush, bang it in the water. And remember what I said last time if you watched my last video, you always need to mix the paint darker than you actually want it, because if you didn't it will dry very, very pale, because watercolour always dries a lot paler than it actually goes on. Okay, so that's the water, that's the paint mixed for one area of the rose. I'm just looking to see what I've done with my roll of tissue. I can't find it, so I can't find it at all. So I'm just going to pause the video for a second and go and find it. Won't be a moment. Okay, I've got my paper now, so I'll wipe my brush off, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go petal by petal, area by area. You don't want to do the whole thing because it'll just be a mess. So we get our clean water straight out of our mixing thing, and we choose an area where we want to start painting. So I'll go here. Now this is going to be incredibly tricky for me because I'm right-handed, the camera is right in front of me and I'm leaning over. So what I think I should have done before I started doing this was raise the table slightly so I'm not leaning over as much, but never mind, I'll make do, and if need be I can always sit down. So that's one area done. When I say done, I mean it's just got water on it, nothing more. So I'm not leaning over as much, but never mind, I'll make do, and if need be I can always sit down. So that's one area done. When I say done, I mean it's just got water on it, nothing more. So I'm not leaning over as much, but never mind, I'll make do, and if need be I can always sit down. So that's one area done. When I say done, I mean it's just got water on it, nothing more. Okay, so give it a couple of seconds for the water to settle down into the paper, and then we add the paint. Now you want it so that where the dark areas are, that's where the paint goes, and you just dab the paint on. That's all. Let the water take the paint where the water wants it to go. Do some around the edges as well. You don't want anything too strong at the edges because that's where light is getting to it. You want most of the paint towards the middle of the rose and towards the base of the rose, which is, or the base of the petal rather, and that won't do for that one. You don't want to cover the whole rose in pink, in a uniform pink, because if you did that you wouldn't be able to see any difference in each petal. So you just want to have a different look to each petal. You don't want it all a uniform wash of pink, so you want a few highlights, you want a few dark areas, you want a few light areas, obviously. So that's one petal done. Now what we can't do is this area, or this area, because that's where we've painted already, so we need somewhere that isn't attached to that. It's like a painting by numbers where you have to do one area at a time. However, with this one, you're not following numbers, you're trying to work away from where you've just painted. So, that being said, we'll choose another area.